Hey guys, today we're going to be smoking some pork steaks on the Weber Kettle, and we bought a whole bone-in pork butt and we're going to be cutting some half-inch steaks off of it. We're going to set it up with a charcoal briquette snake method. Probably put a little bit of hickory in there for flavor and we're going to get to it. We're going to start out cutting our steaks, and we're going to cut about a half-inch thick. As you can see here, we've got a 2x2 snake method set up, which is 2 rows of charcoal briquettes on the bottom and 2 rows of charcoal briquettes on the top, and I've placed intermittent pieces of hickory on top of them for flavor. I like to use the paraffin cube to get the snake method rolling. It doesn't impart any off flavors, and it's really good at getting the beginning portion of the snake on fire. So we'll light it here on one end, pile the briquettes and a small few pieces of wood on top, and while our fire is catching, we're going to go inside and season the pork steaks and the pork butt. We'll come back and see how that's going in a minute. Today we're going to be using a blend of kosher salt and black pepper. That's 40% salt, 60% pepper. And we're going to use some of Crawford's Alamo dust, which is a great pork seasoning. And we're going to top it off with a final coat of Mad Raccoon smoking hot for a little more heat on the back end. We're not going to use a binder today. We're filming this outside also, so you can probably hear the wind in the audio. I apologize for that. Hopefully it's not too bad, and hopefully our seasonings will stay on our meat instead of in the air. Right now we're going to give it a light coat of the kosher salt and black pepper, just a light dusting. And I usually hold my shakers up higher for a more even application, but being it's windy outside, we're having to keep it low. We're going to go with a medium coat of the Crawford's Alamo dust. And then we're going to finish it off with our final coat of Mad Raccoon smoking hot. This seasoning has some great flavor tones not typically used in Texas, and it's got a nice little back end heat to it. So I love it on pork and chicken. Plus it's got a really good deep red color. It'll make these pork steaks glow. All right, we'll give these a little press and go ahead and flip and repeat on the other side. Got these set. We're going to let the salt do its magic and start get this meat to start sweating a little bit, and then we'll come back and our fire should be ready in about 15 minutes and get these bad boys on the pit. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes and you can see that the salt is doing its job. The meat looks nice and wet. It's starting to penetrate and get down in there so it can give some of that awesome flavor. And as you look over here, our fire is getting right. We've got just a little bit of fire started here on the front, which is what we want. We want that thing to burn nice and slow all the way around so that we keep a nice low temperature. We're already getting some of that nice hickory smoke. So let me set up right here and we'll get these pork steaks on. I'm gonna let the smoke and the spices do its thing. The moisture should stay in because it's a closed environment, it's small. We're going to start with our bottom vents all the way open, and we'll choke them down if necessary, but we want to get some of that good smoke right off the start because these pork steaks aren't going to take real long. All right, looking good. So we're going to put the lid on and get some of that smoke flavor up inside here, and we'll be back to check it in probably about 30 minutes. All right, it's been about 30 minutes and you can see that we're holding right at 250, which is where we want to be. These pork steaks are looking great. They're starting to get some color on them. You can see the fire is not even a quarter of the way around, so we've still got plenty of burn time. The steaks are starting to get a little firmness to them, which is a good sign. So we'll do a little rotation here, play some mix and match, and get this lid back on so we can keep on smoking. We're going to come back in about 15 minutes and give these a good butter spritz to help aid that color. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes and we're going to give these a butter spritz to help aid the color. We're still rolling along at 250. It's been about 2.5 hours and these pork steaks are done. We're going to go ahead and pull them so we can get on and enjoy them. Alright, you can see we're about halfway through the coals. Our pork butt that we cooked in conjunction with our pork steaks is looking good. We're going to leave it on and keep it rolling. We've had both the bottom and the top vents open wide this whole time, so you can see this 2x2 snake method really holds you right at that 250 low and slow heat that you want. Alright, now that these bad boys are done, we're going to cut into them and give them a test drive. I've been waiting on these things to finish all day. You can see they're nice and juicy. They got a good smoke ring. The flavor should be on point. Now for the real test. First thing you get is a little bit of sweet, followed by the black pepper, a little cayenne from the Mad Raccoon. Tender and juicy. Got a great smoke flavor from that hickory. I'd highly recommend trying this one. Great recipe. Wow. I've got to go back in for more. Alright, barbecue fans. Our pork steaks turned out great. They were tender, moist, very flavorful. Today we used the Crawford's Alamo Dust and the Mad Raccoon smoking hot over a base layer of just kosher salt and black pepper. That was a 60-40 ratio, 60 pepper and 40 salt. We appreciate you watching this, and if you liked what you saw, go ahead and mash the subscribe button below and give us a follow. We appreciate it and look forward to turning out some great content here in the near future.